The lantern beside my window flickers in the river breeze tonight. I can feel you there, carrying something heavy in your chest. It sits just below your heart, does it not? That weight you have been holding for so long, the one that grows heavier when the world becomes quiet, when everyone else sleeps and you are left alone with your thoughts. I know this feeling, dear one. I have sat with it many times in this small bamboo hut. The river outside my door has heard countless prayers about such burdens. Tonight, let me share something with you. 3 ancient truths that my teacher whispered to me many years ago. Truths that can soften that knot beneath your ribs. Truths that can help you release what no longer serves you. If these words bring you peace, you may return to this little sanctuary by joining our circle. Your presence here is a gift to this quiet space beside the river. Tell me where you are listening from tonight. I like knowing where my travelers rest. It helps me light a lantern for each place where someone needs comfort. The incense burns slowly on my altar tonight. Its smoke rises like the thoughts that keep you awake. I watch it curl toward the ceiling, just as I watch your restlessness from here. You know, when I first came to this temple as a young woman, I could not sleep either. The senior monks would find me sitting by the meditation hall at midnight, my eyes wide open, my hands clutched together, the weight of everything I could not fix pressing down on my shoulders. One night, the oldest monk found me there. She was ancient, her face lined like tree bark, her eyes soft as moonlight on water. She sat beside me without speaking for a long time. Then she said something I have never forgotten. She said that suffering comes not from what happens to us. It comes from our refusal to let things be as they are. I did not understand her then. How could I simply let things be when everything felt broken? When people I loved were hurting? When the world seemed so full of pain? But she was patient with me. She taught me through stories, through watching the river, through feeling the seasons change around our temple. Now, many years later, I sit where she once sat. I share what she taught me with you. These 3 truths are not just ideas to think about. They are medicines for the soul. They are ways of being that can transform how you move through this world. The first truth is about acceptance, not the kind of acceptance that gives up or stops caring, but the kind that sees clearly, the kind that stops fighting with reality. You have been in that battle, have you not? Wrestling with what has already happened, replaying conversations that cannot be changed, wishing people were different than they are. This fight exhausts you. It drains the life from your bones. It keeps you awake when your body longs for rest. I know because I fought this same battle for years, my knuckles bloody from pounding on doors that would not open, my voice hoarse from calling to people who could not hear me, until my teacher showed me another way. The bamboo outside my window bends in the storm, but does not break. The river accepts every stone in its path and flows around them. These are not signs of weakness. They are the deepest wisdom nature offers us. When you accept what is, you stop wasting your precious energy on impossibilities. You gather your strength for what you can actually change. Your hands open. Your jaw unclenches. That tight spot between your shoulder blades begins to soften. This is not resignation. This is recognition. This is seeing clearly, so you can respond wisely. I remember one autumn when the temple roof began leaking. The younger monks wanted to fix it immediately. They climbed up with buckets of tar, working frantically as the rain poured down. But the old gardener just placed bowls beneath the leaks. She smiled as she listened to the musical sound of water dropping into ceramic. She said the roof would be fixed when the rain stopped. Until then, we could choose to suffer about the leaking, or we could accept the temporary presence of indoor rain. The young monks thought she was foolish, but I noticed she slept peacefully that night while they tossed and turned, angry at the sky. The second truth is about letting go. Your hands have been holding so tightly, dear one. I can feel it from here. The way your fingers curl around old hurts. The way you grip memories that cut you each time you touch them. The way you clutch at people who have already walked away. This holding is exhausting you. It leaves marks on your palms. It makes your arms ache. But you are afraid that if you let go, you will lose everything, that you will float away like smoke, that nothing will be left of who you are. But here is what my teacher taught me beside this very river. Letting go is not about losing. It is about making space. When your hands are full of yesterday, you cannot receive today. When your heart is crowded with old pain, new joy cannot enter. The river lets go of each moment of water to make room for the next. The trees let go of their leaves to make room for new growth. Even the moon lets go of its fullness to become new again. This is the rhythm of existence. Hold, then release. Gather, then scatter. Breathe in, then breathe out. I used to keep everything, every letter, every gift, every memory of slight or kindness. My small room was so full of the past that I could barely move in the present. Then, one spring, during the cleaning festival, my teacher asked me to help her sort through the temple storage. We found boxes that had not been opened in decades, old robes, broken bowls, letters from monks who had long since passed. I wanted to keep it all. It felt disrespectful to throw anything away. But my teacher lit a fire in the courtyard. She began placing things gently into the flames, not with carelessness, but with reverence. She said we honor the past by releasing it. We thank it for what it taught us, then we let it go. This makes room for new teachers, new lessons, new love. That night I returned to my room. I looked at all I had been holding. Letters from someone who had hurt me deeply. Gifts from a friendship that had ended badly. Photos of a time when I was someone else entirely. One by one, I brought them to the courtyard fire. As each item burned, I felt space opening in my chest. Room to breathe, room to move, room to become who I was meant to be next. The smoke rose toward the stars, carrying my old self away. I slept deeply that night for the first time in months. The third truth is about peace, not the peace that comes from everything being perfect, not the peace of a life without troubles, but the peace that exists beneath all trouble. The peace that is always there, waiting for you to remember it. Like the stillness at the bottom of the river, untouched by the churning surface. Like the silence between heartbeats. Like the quiet center of the storm. This peace does not come from outside you. It does not depend on other people changing. It does not require your life to be different. It simply requires you to stop, to breathe, to remember who you are beneath all the noise. You have forgotten this peace, have you not? In the rushing and the worry, in the planning and the fixing, in the constant motion of your days, in the endless thoughts that circle your mind like hungry birds. You have forgotten that you are not the storm. You are the sky it moves through. You have forgotten that you are not the waves. You are the ocean they rise from. This forgetting is natural. We all forget. Even here in this quiet temple, I sometimes forget. I get caught in the drama of daily life. I worry about things I cannot control. I lie awake, listening to the river, my mind spinning stories about tomorrow. But then I remember what my teacher showed me. She would take me to the meditation hall before dawn. The temple still asleep, the world still dark. She would have me sit and place my hand on my heart. Feel that, she would say, that beating, that rhythm that continues, whether you think about it or not. That is peace. It does not need your permission. It does not need your understanding. It simply continues, patient and steady, keeping you alive while you fuss about everything else. When you remember this, when you really feel it, something shifts. The knot in your stomach loosens. The tightness in your throat eases. You remember that you are held by something larger than your worries. The night deepens around my little hut. The river sings its ancient song. I can feel you there, perhaps lying in bed, perhaps sitting in a chair, perhaps walking in the darkness. Wherever you are, however you are exactly where you need to be. This moment, with all its imperfection, is the only moment that exists. The past is a story you tell yourself. The future is a dream that is not yet formed. But this breath, this heartbeat, this sensation of being alive right now, this is real. This is where your power lives. This is where change begins. Let me tell you something about change. It does not come from force. I learned this watching the gardeners at our temple. The young ones would pull at the weeds with violence, trying to rip them from the earth. But the roots would break, leaving pieces behind to grow again. The old gardener worked differently. She would water the soil first, making it soft. Then she would rock the weed gently, back and forth, loosening its grip gradually. When she finally pulled, the entire root would slide out easily. No violence, no struggle, just patience and understanding of how things naturally release. Your pain is like those weeds. If you try to rip it out with force, you will only break yourself. But if you soften first, if you bring compassion to the wounded places, if you rock gently back and forth between holding and releasing, then one day you will find the entire root system of your suffering has come free. You will hold it in your hands with wonder. How did something so small cause so much pain? How did you carry it for so long? And then, with the same gentleness the gardener showed, you will lay it down. You will cover it with earth. You will let it become compost for new growth. The moon has risen higher now. It casts silver pathways across the river outside my door. I want to share with you the first story my teacher told me about acceptance. It was during my 3rd year at the temple. I had been struggling with terrible news from home. My younger sister was sick. The doctors could not help her. I wanted to leave the temple, to go to her, to fix everything somehow. But I had taken vows. I had promised to stay. The conflict tore at me like 2 animals fighting inside my chest. I could not eat. I could not sleep. I could not meditate. My teacher found me one morning, sitting by the temple gates, my traveling bag beside me, tears streaming down my face. She did not scold me. She did not remind me of my vows. Instead, she took my hand and led me to the pottery workshop. The old potter was there, working at his wheel, his hands covered in wet clay, his face peaceful despite the difficulty of his work. My teacher asked him to show me something. He smiled and began working with a new lump of clay. But instead of centering it properly, he let it wobble on the wheel. The clay spun unevenly, threatening to fly apart. I watched, confused, as he continued working with this uncentered mass. The clay fought him at every turn. It wanted to collapse. It wanted to tear. But his hands remained steady, patient, adjusting to each wobble. Slowly, impossibly, a bowl began to form. Not a perfect bowl, not a symmetrical bowl, but a bowl nonetheless. When he finished, he set it aside and started again. This time, he centered the clay properly. The second bowl formed easily, smoothly, perfectly round. He placed both bowls before us. Which one tells a better story? He asked. Which one shows the true nature of clay and potter together? I looked at the 2 bowls. The perfect one was beautiful, but somehow empty. The imperfect one, with its slight lean, its uneven lip, its visible struggle, seemed alive. It held a memory of difficulty. It showed what was possible, even when things were not ideal. My teacher touched the imperfect bowl gently. "This is acceptance," she said, "not waiting for perfect conditions, not demanding that the clay be centered before you begin, but working with what is, making something beautiful from the wobble itself." That bowl still sits in my room. I pour tea into it every morning. Its uneven lip reminds me that perfection is not the goal. The goal is to keep our hands steady while life wobbles beneath us, to stay present to what is happening, not what we wish was happening. Your life right now might feel like that uncentered clay, spinning out of control, threatening to collapse. But your hands, dear one, your beautiful steady hands, they can still shape something meaningful from this chaos, not by forcing the clay to center, but by accepting the wobble and working with it. I stayed at the temple that day, not because my vows demanded it, but because I understood something new. My sister was sick, whether I was with her or not. My presence would not cure her. My absence would not harm her. What I could do was accept the reality of her illness, accept the reality of my vows, and within that acceptance, find a way to love her completely. I wrote to her every day. I sent her drawings of the temple gardens. I recorded the morning bells for her to hear. I found ways to be with her that honored both her struggle and my path. She died the following spring. The cherry blossoms were blooming when the letter came. I wanted to rage against the unfairness. I wanted to tear the blossoms from the trees. How dare they bloom when she could not see them? But then I remembered the wobbling bowl. Life was not waiting for perfect conditions to continue. The trees were not checking if it was appropriate to bloom. They were simply accepting the arrival of spring and responding accordingly. So I gathered some blossoms. I placed them on the altar. I grieved and bloomed at the same time. This, too, was acceptance. You might think acceptance means not caring, that it means giving up. But watch the river outside my window. It accepts every stone in its path. Does it stop flowing? No. It finds a way around, over, through. It carries the stone along, or wears it smooth. But it never stops being a river. It never stops moving toward the sea. This is the acceptance I am speaking of. The kind that sees obstacles clearly and keeps flowing anyway. The kind that does not waste energy demanding that stones not be stones. There is something in your life right now that you have been refusing to accept. I can feel it in the space between us. It sits like a stone in your river, creating turbulence, creating noise. You keep hoping it will disappear. You keep wishing it was different. You send so much energy toward this stone, trying to move it with your mind. But what if you could flow around it instead? What if you could accept its presence without accepting defeat? What if you could say, yes, this stone is here, and I am still a river. I am still moving. I am still alive. The potter taught me something else that day. After showing us the two bowls, he took the imperfect one and began glazing it. He chose a glaze that would highlight the irregularities, not hide them. A glaze that would pool in the uneven places, creating depth and beauty. When it came out of the kiln, it was stunning. The wobbles had become waves. The imperfections had become features. The struggle had become art. This is what acceptance can do. It does not erase difficulty. It transforms it into something useful, something beautiful, something uniquely yours. I think about that bowl whenever I feel myself fighting with reality, when I catch myself saying things should be different, when I exhaust myself, pushing against what cannot be moved. I go to my shelf. I take down that imperfect bowl. I run my fingers along its uneven edge. I remember that beauty comes not from perfection, but from working with what we have, from staying present to the wobble, from keeping our hands steady, even when everything feels off-center. The night air carries the sound of frogs from the pond. They sing without worrying if their song is perfect. They sing because it is night, and they are frogs, and singing is what they do. This, too, is acceptance, not questioning your fundamental nature, not apologizing for what you are, not waiting for better conditions to begin. You are human. You are struggling. You are trying to find peace in a difficult world. This is not a flaw to be fixed. This is the clay you are working with. And from this very human, very imperfect clay, something beautiful is already forming. My teacher used to say that acceptance is like breathing. You do not breathe the air you wish you had. You breathe the air that is here. It might be cold, it might be thin, it might smell of smoke, but you breathe it anyway, because the alternative is not breathing at all. And with each breath, your body does something miraculous. It takes what it needs and releases what it does not. It accepts the air as it is and transforms it into life. This is the deepest teaching about acceptance. It is not passive, it is profoundly creative. It takes what is and makes something new. Think about your heartbeat right now. Place your hand on your chest and feel it. Your heart accepts whatever blood comes to it. Blood full of oxygen or depleted. Blood carrying nutrients or waste. It accepts it all and keeps pumping. It does not refuse to beat because conditions are not ideal. It does not wait for perfect blood to arrive. It works with what it has, sending it out again, trusting that the cycle will continue, that what is needed will come. This is the acceptance that lives in your very cells. You already know how to do this. You have been doing it since before you were born. But somewhere along the way, your mind learned to resist, to judge, to demand different conditions. Your mind learned to say no to what is and yes to what should be. This resistance is exhausting you. It is the root of so much of your suffering. Not the difficult circumstances themselves, but your refusal to accept them, your insistence that they should not exist, your endless argument with reality. And reality always wins this argument, dear one. It always wins because it is what is actually happening, while your resistance is just a story about what you prefer. Let me bring this teaching about acceptance into the tender places of your daily life. You wake each morning carrying yesterday's disappointments, the conversation that went badly, the opportunity that passed you by, the relationship that ended despite your best efforts. You check your phone, hoping for messages that do not come. You replay moments, trying to find where you went wrong. You lie in bed at night, constructing different versions of your life. Versions where you said the right thing, where you were brave enough, where people stayed instead of leaving. This mental revision exhausts you more than any physical labor could. I see you in the grocery store, comparing your cart to others. In the office, watching colleagues receive what you feel you deserve. On social media, witnessing lives that seem easier than yours. Each comparison is a rejection of your own path. Each moment of envy is a refusal to accept the particular beauty of your own struggle. You think acceptance means settling for less, but what if it means recognizing that your path, with all its delays and detours, is taking you exactly where you need to go? The modern world tells you to never accept, always strive, always want more. But notice how this constant striving leaves you. Notice the exhaustion in your bones, the tension in your shoulders, the way your jaw clenches, even in sleep. Your body knows what your mind resists. That fighting with reality is a battle that drains your life force. That demanding different circumstances is like demanding the rain fall up. The rain falls down. This is its nature. Your life is unfolding as it is. This is its current nature. You can rage against this, or you can work with it. When your partner does not understand you the way you need, you have two choices. You can spend your energy trying to make them be different, or you can accept who they are and decide what to do with that truth. When your job does not fulfill you, you can either poison yourself with resentment or accept the current reality while planning your next move. When your body ages or aches or fails to perform as it once did, you can declare war on it or accept its changing nature and adapt with grace. This acceptance I speak of is not passive. It is the most active thing you can do. It requires you to stop wasting energy on impossibilities and redirect that energy toward what you can actually influence. It asks you to see clearly, without the fog of wishful thinking, to respond to what is really happening, not what you pretend is happening. This is the warrior path, disguised as surrender. This is strength that looks like softness. Now let me share with you the second story, the one that cut deepest into my heart, the one that taught me about letting go when every fiber of my being wanted to hold on. This happened 7 winters ago. A young woman came to our temple. She was perhaps 25, though grief had aged her face. She carried a wooden box close to her chest. She would not put it down, not even to eat, not even to sleep. She held it as if her life depended on never releasing it. I was assigned to care for her, to bring her meals, to sit with her in silence. For 3 days, she said nothing. She just held her box and stared at the river. On the 4th day, she began to speak. The box held the ashes of her daughter, a little girl who had lived only 4 years. Taken by illness so quickly, there was no time to say goodbye properly. No time to memorize her face one last time. No time to tell her all the things a mother needs to say. The woman had been carrying these ashes for 6 months. She could not bring herself to scatter them. She could not bear to let the last physical piece of her daughter go. She had tried several times, had gone to beautiful places, mountains, oceans, gardens, but each time her hands would freeze. Her body would refuse. So she kept walking, keep carrying. The box grew heavier each day. Though it weighed almost nothing, the weight was not in the ashes. It was in the inability to release them. I understood this holding. After my sister died, I kept her hairbrush. It still held strands of her hair. I would take it out at night and run my fingers through those strands, as if I could reach through them to touch her one more time, as if holding her hair meant holding her. But the brush began to feel like a chain. I could not travel without it. I would panic if I misplaced it, even for a moment. My grief had crystallized around this object, had become solid, heavy, unmovable. The woman asked me what she should do, how she could possibly let go of the ashes, how she could survive scattering the last of her daughter to the wind. I did not answer immediately. Instead, I took her to the garden where we grow vegetables for the temple. It was late autumn. The garden was mostly bare, but in one corner, the old gardener was planting bulbs for spring. She placed each bulb carefully in the cold soil, covered them with earth, patted the ground gently, like tucking a child into bed. "These bulbs will lie in darkness all winter," I told the woman. "They will freeze. They will be covered with snow. It will seem like nothing is happening, like they have been abandoned. But underground, in that cold darkness, something profound will occur. The bulb will transform. And when spring comes, what emerges will not be the bulb itself. It will be something entirely new, something that could only exist because the bulb agreed to disappear, to let go of its current form, to become what it was meant to become next." The woman watched the gardener work. Her hands loosened slightly on the box. She asked if we could plant something above her daughter, not scatter the ashes to the wind, but give them to the earth. Let them become part of something growing. The gardener heard this and nodded. She had a corner of the garden that needed a tree, a cherry tree, something that would bloom pink in spring, pink like the dress the little girl loved to wear. We planted the tree that afternoon. The woman dug the hole herself, her tears falling into the earth along with the ashes. She placed the ashes so gently, as if tucking her daughter into one last bed. As she covered them with soil, she made sounds I had never heard before, sounds that came from the deepest chamber of grief, sounds that had been trapped in her chest for 6 months. The gardener and I simply witnessed. We did not comfort, we did not rush. We let her body do what it needed to do. When it was finished, the woman collapsed, not from exhaustion, but from release. The terrible tension that had held her upright for months had suddenly dissolved. She lay on the ground beside the newly planted tree and slept. We covered her with blankets. We let her sleep there under the stars. When she woke the next morning, her face had changed. The rigid mask of held grief had softened. She looked younger. She looked alive again. She stayed at the temple through winter. Every day she would visit the tree. She would tell it stories about her daughter, sing songs her daughter loved. Sometimes she would just sit in silence, her hand on the earth above the roots. When spring came and the first buds appeared, she wept again. But these were different tears. They were tears of wonder. Her daughter had become blossoms, had become beauty, had become something that would return every spring for decades to come. The tree blooms now outside my window. Every spring, I think of that woman. She still writes to me sometimes. She has married again, has had another child, a son who plays under cherry trees without knowing their significance. She says the grief never fully goes away, but it has transformed, like the bulb in winter soil, like the ashes becoming roots. The grief has become something else, something that includes joy, something that can hold both loss and love without contradiction. This is what letting go really means. Not forgetting, not erasing, not pretending the loss does not matter, but allowing what we have lost to transform, to become something new in us and through us. The woman could have carried those ashes forever. Many people do. They carry their grief like stones in a backpack, adding weight with each loss until they can no longer stand straight. But grief is not meant to be carried forever in its original form. It is meant to be planted, to be released into the mysterious process of transformation. You carry your own boxes of ashes, do you not? Different from hers, but just as heavy. The ashes of relationships that burned out, the ashes of dreams that did not survive, the ashes of the person you used to be before life changed you. You hold these ashes so tightly. You think that releasing them means forgetting, that letting go means it never mattered. But look at that cherry tree outside my window. Those ashes did not disappear. They became something magnificent, something that gives shade and beauty and fruit to others. Your grief, your loss, your old self, they too can become something magnificent, but only if you plant them, only if you trust them to the earth of transformation. I want to tell you something about the nature of holding and releasing. Watch your own hand right now. Make a tight fist. Hold it as tight as you can. Feel the tension travel up your arm. Feel how your whole body responds to this gripping. Now notice what you cannot do with this fisted hand. You cannot receive. You cannot create. You cannot comfort. You cannot feel. The hand that holds too tightly becomes useless for everything except holding. This is what happens to your heart when you refuse to let go. It becomes a fist, closed, hard, unable to do what hearts are meant to do. Now, slowly open that hand. Feel the relief in your fingers. Feel the blood returning. Feel the possibility returning. An open hand can hold so much more than a fist ever could. Water, light, the touch of another person, but it holds these things lightly. It lets them flow through. It does not try to trap them. This is the paradox my teacher spent years helping me understand. We keep what we release. We lose what we grip. The river keeps its identity by letting go of every drop of water. The tree keeps its life by letting go of its leaves. The moon keeps its cycle by letting go of its fullness. The modern world has taught you to accumulate, to gather, to hold, to build walls around what you have gained. But notice how this constant accumulation weighs you down. Your closet's full of clothes you never wear. Your mind full of information you never use. Your heart full of grievances you never resolve. You have become a storage room instead of a living space, a museum of your past instead of a workshop for your future. The letting go I speak of is not loss. It is making space for life to actually happen. Think of your breath right now. You cannot take a new breath until you release the old one. If you try to hold every breath, you will suffocate. Yet you trust this process completely. You let go of each breath, knowing another will come. You release without fear because you understand this is how breathing works. Why then do you not trust this same process with the rest of your life? Why do you hold your pain, your past, your possessions as if releasing them means death? The release is not death. The holding is. Here is the teaching I want to plant in your heart tonight. Like seeds in dark soil, like stars reflected in still water. Everything you have lost is still yours. It has just changed form. The people who left you are woven into who you have become. The dreams that died fertilized new dreams you have not yet recognized. The love that seemed wasted was practice for loving better next time. Nothing is ever truly lost. It only transforms. But transformation requires release. It requires you to stop holding things in their old form. My teacher once showed me a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis. The caterpillar had to completely dissolve to become the butterfly. It had to let go of everything it knew about being a caterpillar. Can you imagine that level of surrender? To enter a darkness where you literally ceased to exist as you were. To trust that something new will emerge. This is the kind of letting go that changes everything. Not just releasing objects or people or situations, but releasing your very identity. Releasing who you think you must be. Releasing the story you have told yourself so many times it feels like truth. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not your failures or your successes. You are not what happened to you. You are not what you did or did not do. These are experiences you have had, stories you have lived, but they are not you. You are the awareness experiencing them. You are the consciousness witnessing them. You are the space in which they arise and pass away. When you know this deeply, letting go becomes natural because you understand that you are not letting go of yourself. You are letting go of what is not yourself. Now I want to guide you through something gentle, a practice my teacher taught me on difficult nights. Nights when my mind would not stop spinning stories, when my heart felt too full of feeling. She would come to my room with a candle. She would sit beside me in the darkness, and she would guide me back to simplicity, back to the body, back to this moment, which is the only moment we ever really have. First, notice where you are right now, the surface beneath you, the air around you, the quality of light or darkness. Let yourself arrive here fully. You have been partially elsewhere all day. Part of you in yesterday, part of you in tomorrow, part of you in other places, with other people, in other possibilities. Call all of yourself back to this moment, like calling children home at dusk. Gently gather all the scattered pieces of your attention and bring them here. Now place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Feel the warmth of your own hands. Feel how naturally they know where to go. Your body has been waiting for this touch all day. This simple acknowledgement that you are here, that you are real, that you are alive. Let your hands be heavy. Let them sink into your body like stones sinking into water. Feel how your breath moves beneath them, how your chest rises and falls, how your belly expands and contracts. You do not need to change anything. Just notice. Just feel. Imagine that your breath is like the tide in a peaceful cove, coming in slowly, going out slowly. No rush, no force, just the ancient rhythm that has continued since the first ocean touched the first shore. Your body knows this rhythm. It learned it in the womb, surrounded by fluid, rocked by your mother movements. Every cell remembers this gentle rocking, this sense of being held by something larger. Let yourself return to that memory now, not through thinking, but through feeling, through letting your breath rock you like gentle waves. As you breathe, imagine that each exhale is releasing something you no longer need, not dramatically, not with effort, but the way a tree releases a dead leaf, simply opening and letting it fall. You might release the tension in your shoulders, the words you wish you had not said, the moment you wish had gone differently. Let each exhale be a small act of letting go, and let each inhale be a small act of receiving. Receiving this moment, receiving this peace, receiving this chance to begin again. Now, bring your attention to the place between your eyebrows. In the temple, we call this the space of inner seeing. Let it soften. You have been squinting at life all day, trying to see clearly through the fog of confusion, trying to understand things that cannot be understood. Let this space relax. Let your inner eyes close. There is nothing you need to figure out right now, nothing you need to see or understand. You can rest from the effort of trying to make sense of everything. Move your attention down to your throat. This is where unexpressed words gather. All the things you wanted to say, but could not. All the sounds of grief, or joy, or fear that got stuck. Let your throat soften. You might even let out a gentle sigh, like wind moving through bamboo, like the temple bell releasing its final note into silence. Your throat has been working so hard to hold everything in, to be appropriate, to be acceptable. Let it rest now. Let it be soft and open, like a sleeping child throat. Now, let me share with you the third story, the one that helps me sleep on the most difficult nights, the one that reminds me of the peace that exists beneath all turbulence. It is a simple story, a quiet story, the kind that asks nothing of you except to listen and let it carry you toward rest. Many years ago, when I was still learning the ways of stillness, I could not sleep. Night after night, I would lie on my mat, my mind churning like a storm-tossed sea. The senior monks tried everything: warm milk with honey, calming herbs, extra meditation. Nothing worked. My exhaustion grew so deep that I would fall asleep standing during morning prayers. I would see visions that were not there. I wandered the temple grounds like a ghost, present but not present, awake but not awake. One evening, the oldest monk found me sitting by the pond, watching the moon reflection break and reform on the water surface. She sat beside me without speaking. We watched together as clouds moved across the moon, changing the light, changing the shadows, changing everything and nothing. Finally, she asked if I would like to learn the way the moon sleeps. I did not understand what she meant, but I nodded. I would have tried anything to find rest. She led me to a part of the temple I had never seen before. Behind the meditation hall, through a grove of bamboo, to a small clearing where a single mat lay beneath the open sky. She told me to lie down, to watch the moon without trying to understand it, to let my eyes be soft like water, to let the moonlight pour into me like milk into an empty bowl. She said the moon would teach me everything I needed to know about sleep. Then she left me there alone. At first, I felt afraid. The night sounds seemed loud. The darkness beyond the moonlight seemed infinite. My mind created stories about snakes and spirits and all the things that might emerge from that darkness. But I kept my eyes on the moon. It hung there, perfectly still, perfectly bright, completely unbothered by my fear. It did not care that I was watching. It did not care that I was afraid. It simply continued being the moon. As I watched, something began to shift. The moon was not actually still. It was moving, slowly, almost imperceptibly, across the sky. But its movement was so patient, so gradual, that it appeared motionless. This is how sleep comes, I realized. Not suddenly, not by force, but slowly, patiently, the way the moon crosses the sky. We cannot rush it any more than we can rush the moon. We can only align ourselves with its rhythm. The bamboo around me began to speak in the wind, not words, but whispers. The sound that bamboo has made for thousands of years. The sound it made before I was born. The sound it will make after I am gone. There was something deeply comforting about this. My sleeplessness, which felt so important, so urgent, was just a tiny moment in the long conversation between wind and bamboo. The bamboo did not care that I could not sleep. It continued its ancient dance, inviting me to stop fighting and join the rhythm. I noticed that the moon was reflected in the dew on the grass. Thousands of tiny moons, each droplet holding the entire moon within it. This seemed impossible, yet there it was. The whole held within the fragment, the vast held within the tiny. Perhaps, I thought, sleep is like this too. The whole of rest held within each moment of letting go. We do not need to achieve some perfect state of sleep. We only need to let go, moment by moment, breath by breath, like dewdrops forming one at a time until the whole field is silver with moon reflection. A night bird called from somewhere in the darkness, a sound so pure, so without thought, that it made my heart ache. The bird was not trying to sing beautifully. It was not wondering if other birds approved of its song. It was simply expressing its birdness into the night. This is what we forget when we cannot sleep. We try so hard to sleep correctly, to fall asleep at the right time, in the right way, for the right number of hours. But sleep is not a performance. It is an expression of our animal nature, as natural as a bird calling in darkness. The stones beneath my mat were still warm from the day sun. They released their heat slowly into my back, into my bones. I realized that I too was releasing the warmth of the day. All the thoughts, all the efforts, all the trying, they were just heat that needed to be released. The stones did not hold their heat anxiously. They did not worry about becoming cold. They simply released what they had absorbed, trusting that tomorrow the sun would warm them again. Hours passed, though it felt like moments, or perhaps moments passed that felt like hours. Time had become liquid, like the way time moves in dreams. The moon had traveled far across the sky. The shadows had shifted completely. And somehow, without my noticing when it happened, the terrible knot of sleeplessness in my chest had dissolved. Not because I had solved anything, not because I had tried harder, but because I had aligned myself with the night rhythm. I had become part of the great sleeping of the world. When dawn came, painting the sky pale pink, I realized I had not exactly slept, but I had rested more deeply than sleep. I had entered that space beneath sleep and waking, the space where the body repairs itself, where the mind releases its grip, where the soul remembers what it knows. The old monk found me there as the morning bells began to ring. She smiled and said nothing, but I understood. The moon had taught me that sleep is not something we do. It is something we allow. From that night forward, whenever sleep feels distant, I remember the moon teaching. I lie down and imagine myself in that clearing, the bamboo whispering, the stones warm in my back, the dew reflecting countless moons. I let my breath become like the moon movement, so slow it seems still, so patient it cannot be rushed. I let my thoughts become like nightbird songs, natural expressions that need no judgment. I let my body become like warm stones, releasing the day heat trust into the earth. This is what I invite you to do now, dear one, to let this story carry you toward rest. You do not need to try to sleep. You do not need to empty your mind. You do not need to do anything except lie here and be part of the great sleeping of the world. The trees are sleeping in their way. The rivers are sleeping in their way. Even the mountains are sleeping in their slow, geological way. You are not separate from this vast rest. You are part of it. You have always been part of it. Let your eyes be soft now, whether they are open or closed. Let them rest from the work of seeing. They have looked at so much today, screens and faces and tasks and problems. Let them rest like lakes at dusk, still and receptive, reflecting whatever passes without grasping. Your eyes know how to be soft. They do it every night. Trust them to remember. Let your ears be gentle. They have listened to so much today. Words and demands and noise and confusion. Let them rest like shells on a quiet beach, still hearing the ocean of life, but from a great distance, a peaceful distance. Your ears know how to be gentle. They do it in the space between sounds. Trust them to find that space. Let your mind be like the moonlit pond. Thoughts may move across it like clouds across water. Let them move. Do not follow them. Do not fight them. Just watch them pass like shadows. Your mind beneath the thoughts is always still, like the pond beneath the ripples. That stillness is always there. You do not need to create it. You only need to remember it, to sink below the surface, thoughts into the deep stillness that is your true nature. The night holds you now, not just this particular night in your particular place, but the great night that covers half the world at every moment. You are held by the same darkness that holds the mountains, the same silence that surrounds the deepest ocean, the same peace that wraps around every sleeping creature. You are not alone in this darkness. You are part of the vast community of all beings who rest, all beings who trust the night to hold them, all beings who release the day and sink into the mystery of sleep. I want to leave you with one more image, one more gift from this quiet place beside the river. Imagine that your body is like a paper lantern. All day it has been lit from within by the flame of consciousness, bright and busy and beautiful. But now the flame is getting smaller, Not going out, just becoming quiet. A gentle glow instead of a bright burning. The paper of your body becoming translucent. The light soft and peaceful. This is how we enter sleep. Not by extinguishing our light, but by letting it become gentle. By letting it rest while still glowing softly through the night. The river outside my window has become silver now. A ribbon of light carrying the moon reflection toward the sea. I want to tell you something about this river. Something that might help you release into sleep the way water releases into its journey. This river was not always here. Once, it was rain on a mountain. Before that, it was a cloud. Before that, it was vapor rising from the ocean. It has been ice and snow and mist and dew. It has traveled through darkness and light, through soil and stone, through the roots of trees and the bodies of animals. This water outside my window has been everywhere, has been everything, yet it flows tonight as if this is its first journey, as if it has never moved before. This is the secret of water. It remembers nothing and everything at once. Your body is mostly water, dear one. The same water that flows in this river flows in your veins. The same water that held the moon reflection holds your thoughts. You are not separate from this flow. You are part of it. When you cannot sleep, it is often because you have forgotten your water nature. You have become ice, frozen in one position, frozen in one thought, frozen in one fear. But ice is just water that has forgotten how to flow, and it only takes the smallest warmth to remember. Feel that warmth now. It starts in your chest, just a gentle heat like sunlight through leaves. Let it spread slowly, the way morning light spreads across a lake. No rush, no force, just a gradual warming that reminds your frozen places they can move again. They can flow again. They can find their way to rest the way water always finds its way to stillness. There is a teaching in our tradition about water and sleep. We say that sleep is like an underground river. It flows beneath the surface of consciousness. We cannot see it during the day. We might even forget it exists. But it is always there, always moving in the darkness below. And each night, we are invited to descend, to slip below the surface world, to join that hidden river, to let it carry us through landscapes we cannot see with waking eyes. Some nights the entrance to this river is easy to find. We lie down and immediately feel the current pulling us under. But other nights, like tonight perhaps, the entrance seems hidden, blocked by the rocks of worry, covered by the brush of busy thoughts. We search and search, but cannot find our way down. This is when we must remember what the river taught me. The river does not force its way through obstacles. It waits. It gathers. It seeps through the smallest cracks. And eventually, inevitably, it finds its way. Your thoughts right now might be like autumn leaves on the river's surface, spinning and swirling, bright with the colors of the day. Let them spin. Let them swirl. The river does not mind the leaves. It carries them without judgment, without trying to sink them or save them. It simply continues flowing, and eventually the leaves become waterlogged. They sink on their own. They settle to the bottom, where they become part of the riverbed, part of the soft place where fish rest, where seeds take root, where new life begins. I learned something about sleep from watching the temple cats. They never struggle with sleep. They never lie awake, wondering if sleep will come. They simply find a warm spot. They circle once or twice. They settle their bodies, and they trust. They trust that sleep is not something they need to achieve. It is something that happens when they stop preventing it, when they stop being vigilant, when they remember they are safe enough to let go. You might not feel safe tonight. The world has given you many reasons to stay alert, to keep watch, to guard against what might come. But here is what the old monks taught me. The things you guard against in the night never come. It is always something else, something unexpected, something you could never have prepared for anyway. So the guarding is useless. It protects nothing. It only exhausts you, makes you weak for the real challenges that come with daylight. There is a place in you that knows how to sleep. It is older than your thoughts, older than your worries. It is the part of you that slept in the womb, that slept as an infant before you knew there was anything to fear. This part has never forgotten how to release into darkness, how to trust the night, how to let consciousness dissolve like salt in water, only to reform again with dawn, complete and whole and rested. The bamboo outside is singing its night song, a hollow sound, empty and full at the same time. The bamboo is hollow so it can be flexible, so it can bend without breaking, so the wind can play music through it. Your sleep can be like this, hollow, empty of effort, empty of trying, so that dreams can move through you, so that rest can fill you, so that you can bend with the night rhythms without breaking. Let me tell you about the way evening comes to our temple. It does not arrive suddenly. First, the light changes, becomes golden, then amber, then rose. The shadows grow longer, stretching like cats. The birds change their songs, from day calls to evening whispers. The insects begin their chorus, one by one, until the air vibrates with their music. The temple bells ring differently in evening air, deeper, more resonant, as if the approaching darkness makes more room for sound. This is how sleep comes too. Not all at once, but in layers. First, the light behind your eyelids changes. Then your breath deepens. Then your thoughts stretch and slow. The day sounds fade. The night sounds begin. Your body temperature drops just slightly, like evening air cooling. Each change, so small, you might not notice, but together they create the conditions for sleep. You do not need to make these changes happen. They happen on their own when you stop preventing them. Watch how a flower closes at night. The petals do not struggle to close. They do not worry about closing correctly. They simply respond to the fading light, folding inward, protecting their center, trusting that morning will come again, that they will open again. This closing is not a death. It is a gathering, a returning to center, a preparation for tomorrow blooming. Your eyes want to close like those petals. Your mind wants to fold inward. Your awareness wants to gather at center. Let it happen. Let yourself be like the evening flowers, closing gently, without fear, knowing that this is natural, this is necessary. This is how we survive the intensity of being alive, by resting, by closing, by trusting the night to hold us while we cannot hold ourselves. The moon has moved again while we have been together. It has traveled its patient path across the sky, never hurrying, never pausing, just maintaining its steady rhythm that has continued for billions of years. Your sleep is part of this rhythm, part of the great turning of the world. When you sleep, you join the ancient dance of darkness and light. You become part of something infinitely larger than your individual worries. There is a poem written on the temple wall, written so long ago the words are barely visible. It says that sleep is the small death that makes life possible. Each night we practice letting go completely. Each morning we practice returning. This rhythm of release and return is a secret pattern of existence. The ocean does it with tides. The trees do it with seasons. The moon does it with phases. And you do it with sleep. But tonight you might feel stuck between release and return, neither fully awake nor fully asleep. This in-between place can feel uncomfortable, like standing in a doorway, neither inside nor outside. But doorways are sacred spaces in our tradition. They are where transformation happens, where one thing becomes another. So if you find yourself in the doorway tonight, do not struggle to move forward or back. Just stand there. Feel the threshold beneath you. Something is shifting. Something is changing. Let it take the time it needs. I want to offer you an image now, something to hold lightly as you drift toward rest. Imagine a leaf falling from a great height. It does not fall straight down. It rocks back and forth, side to side, dancing with the air, taking its time. This is how consciousness falls into sleep, not straight down, but in a gentle spiral, a slow dance with the darkness. Each rock back and forth, taking you deeper, each sway releasing a little more of the day, until finally, so gently, you do not notice the moment it happens. You land, soft as a leaf on water, and you float there, held by something vast and quiet and kind. The temple bells rang 3 times while you were resting in that image, 3 soft bronze notes dissolving into darkness. In our tradition, 3 bells mean it is time for the final teaching of the day, the one we carry into sleep, the one that works on us while we dream. Tonight, this teaching is not made of words, but of silence, the silence between heartbeats, the silence between breaths, the silence that exists in every sound, if you listen closely enough. This silence is always here, always available, like a door that is never locked. You only need to remember it exists. Let me tell you what happened after that night under the moon, after I learned to sleep beneath the open sky. Something in me had shifted, not just my ability to rest, but my understanding of what rest means. I began to notice how everything in nature moves between effort and ease. The river runs rapidly through narrow passages, then spreads into lazy pools. Birds burst into flight, then settle into stillness. Even the wind exhausts itself, then becomes calm. This rhythm is written into existence itself. We are the only creatures who resist it. The next morning, after my night with the moon, I walked to the river. The mist was rising from the water, that magical time when the water and air merge, when you cannot tell where one ends and the other begins. I sat on the bank and watched this transformation. The river becoming cloud, the cloud becoming sky. No struggle, no resistance, just a gentle rising, a soft releasing. This is what happens when we truly sleep. We rise out of our solid form. We become mist. We merge with something larger. An old fisherman was there. He had been fishing this river for 70 years. His hands were like driftwood, his eyes like deep pools. He told me he had learned everything about life from watching fish sleep. Yes, fish sleep. They find a quiet spot in the current, a place where the water holds them without effort. They reduce their movement to almost nothing, just the slightest fin adjustment, just enough to maintain position. But their eyes stay open, sleep with open eyes, rest without closing to life. This is the deepest teaching. We think we need to shut everything out to sleep, to create perfect darkness, perfect silence, perfect conditions. But the fish taught me otherwise. Sleep can happen in the middle of the flowing river, in the presence of currents and sounds, in movement. We only need to find that still point, that place where the water holds us, where we can reduce our effort to almost nothing, where we can rest with eyes open or closed, where we can trust the river to carry us. I stayed by the river all morning, watching the mist rise and disappear, watching the fish hold their position in the current, watching the light change from gray to gold. And I understood something that has never left me. Sleep is not an escape from life. It is a deeper entering into life, a joining with the rhythm that runs beneath everything, the rhythm that continues whether we notice it or not, whether we join it or not. That fisherman gave me a gift before I left, a river stone, smooth from years of water wearing it down, small enough to hold in one palm. He said when I could not sleep, I should hold this stone, feel its coolness, feel its weight, feel how it holds the memory of water, even when dry. This stone sits beside my bed still. Some nights I hold it. Let its coolness draw the heat from my thoughts. Let its weight anchor me to the earth. Let its smoothness remind me that all sharp edges eventually soften. You might not have a river stone, but you have your own anchors, your own objects that hold memory, that connect you to peace. It might be the weight of your blanket, the texture of your pillow, the sound of your breath. These simple things can be doorways to sleep, not because they are special, but because they are real. They exist outside the spinning of your mind. They continue whether you are anxious or calm. They offer you something solid to rest against while your thoughts dissolve. There is another story I want to leave with you, the last story, the one that will travel with you into dreams. It happened just last week. A butterfly came into the temple during evening meditation. It flew in circles around the meditation hall, looking for a way out, hitting the windows again and again. The young monks wanted to catch it, to guide it to the door. But the meditation teacher raised his hand. "Wait," he said. "Watch." As the sun set, the butterfly began to calm. Its frantic circling slowed. It landed on the altar. Wings spread. Completely still. When full darkness came, it folded its wings and rested. It stayed there all night, sleeping in the meditation hall. In the morning, when we opened the doors for dawn practice, it flew out easily. No struggle, no panic. It had simply waited for the right conditions, for the calm that comes with darkness, for the doors that open with dawn. Your sleep tonight might be like that butterfly. You might feel trapped in wakefulness, circling the same thoughts, hitting the same walls. But darkness is coming, is already here, and with it comes a natural calming, a natural slowing. You do not need to catch yourself and force yourself to the exit. You only need to wait, to let the conditions change, to trust that the doors will open when they are meant to open. The butterfly did not know it would be released in the morning. It simply responded to the darkness by resting. This is faith. Not faith in ideas or promises, but faith in the rhythm of things. Faith that what closes will open, that what contracts will expand, that what cannot sleep will eventually rest. This faith is not something you need to create. It is written in your cells. Every part of you knows how to rest, knows how to trust the darkness, knows how to wait for dawn. As I speak these words, the stars are reflected in the river, thousands of lights dancing on moving water. Each reflection perfect for a moment, then gone, replaced by another perfect moment, another dance of light. This is how thoughts move through the sleeping mind, perfect for a moment, then gone. No need to hold them, no need to understand them. Just let them dance and disappear, dance and disappear. Like stars on water, the night insects have reached their peak chorus now. So many voices becomes one voice, one great breathing of the darkness. You are part of this breathing, your breath joining the countless breaths. Your small rhythm, part of the great rhythm. You do not need to breathe correctly. You do not need to breathe deeply. You only need to let your breath join the night breathing, to let yourself be breathed by the same force that breathes through all living things. Sometimes I walk the temple grounds at this hour, when most are sleeping. The paths are lit only by moonlight and memory. I know each stone, each turn, each tree. My feet find their way without my mind directing them. This is how we enter sleep, by paths we know so well we do not need to think, by letting the body lead while the mind follows, by trusting our feet to find the way. Your body knows the path to sleep. It has walked it thousands of times. Every cell remembers. Every muscle knows the way. You do not need to direct this journey. You only need to stop preventing it. Stop standing in your own way. Stop doubting the path. Let your body lead you down the familiar trail, through the dimming of awareness, through the softening of boundaries, through the doorway of dreams, into the deep rest that waits for you, that has always been waiting for you. Now, I want to offer you a final blessing, the one I speak every night before sleep, the one that was spoken over me when I first came to the temple, lost and broken and unable to rest. These words have been spoken for generations, over countless restless souls. over countless worried minds, over countless tired bodies. They carry the weight of all that accumulated peace, all that gathered calm. Let them work on you now. Let them sink into your bones, into your blood, into the place where sleep begins. May the night embrace you like a mother embraces a tired child, without judgment, without condition, without needing you to be anything other than what you are. May your thoughts settle like silt in still water, slowly, naturally, in their own time. May your breath find its sleeping rhythm, the rhythm it has known since birth, the rhythm that continues even when you forget to pay attention. May the weight of the day lift from your shoulders, like mist lifting from the morning river, leaving you light, leaving you free, leaving you ready for whatever dreams may come. May your heart rest from its vigilant watching, from its constant preparation for danger, from its exhausting alertness. May it remember safety, remember peace, remember what it feels like to fully let go. May the morning find you renewed, not perfect, not without problems, but renewed in your ability to meet them, renewed in your courage to continue, renewed in your faith that you can handle whatever comes. May you wake with gratitude for the rest you received, whether it was deep or shallow, long or brief, perfect or imperfect. May you thank your body for carrying you through another day, through another night, through another cycle of this mysterious existence. And until morning comes, may you rest in the great darkness that holds all beings, the darkness that is not empty, but full of possibility, full of peace, full of the quiet love that maintains the universe while we sleep. You are held by this love. You have always been held by it, even in your most restless nights, even in your most anxious moments, even now as you balance on the edge of sleep, wondering if you will fall. You are held. You are safe. You can let go. Rest well beneath the soft moon, dear one. Let the river sing you to sleep. Let the bamboo whisper your worries away. Let the temple bells carry your consciousness down into the peaceful darkness, down into the healing silence, down into the place where you are not separate from anything, where you are part of the great sleeping world, part of the great breathing, part of the great peace that passes all understanding. This is Sora Lin, your gentle monk, speaking from the bamboo hut beside the river. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Thank you for trusting me with your wakefulness. Thank you for letting me guide you toward rest. The lantern beside my window will burn all night, a small light in the great darkness, a reminder that you are not alone, that someone is keeping watch, that it is safe to sleep, completely safe to let go, completely safe to trust the night. Close your eyes now if they are still open, or let them remain open if that feels better. There is no right way to enter sleep. There is only your way, the way your particular body needs tonight. Listen to what it asks for, honor what it needs, and then give yourself to the darkness completely, trusting that morning will come, trusting that you will wake renewed, trusting that this cycle of sleeping and waking is the most natural thing in the world. The river flows on. The moon continues its journey. The bamboo sways in the night wind. And you, dear traveler, you can rest now, really rest. The stories are told, the teachings are given, the blessings are spoken. There is nothing left to do but sleep, nothing left to understand but peace, nothing left to hold but this moment, this breath, this gentle sliding into dreams. Sleep now, sleep deeply, sleep well. Let the three truths work their magic while you rest. Acceptance, letting go, peace. They will weave themselves through your dreams. They will settle into your bones. They will be there when you wake, changed in ways you cannot imagine, healed in places you did not know were wounded, whole in ways you have forgotten you could be. The night is deep now. The world is quiet, and you are exactly where you need to be, held by the darkness, blessed by the silence, carried by the great river of sleep toward morning, toward renewal, toward another day of this precious, difficult, beautiful life. But for now, just rest, just breathe, just be. That is enough. You are enough. Everything is enough. Sleep well, dear one. Sleep well.